Hello guys!
Hello!
And welcome back. For those of you who don't know us, we are Desiree and Fabio and we are currently converting this Sprinter van into a tiny home on wheels.
Yes guys, today's video actually is really exciting because we're starting to build something in the van. We're gonna show you how we're gonna build these guys behind us. It's a partition wall with a sliding door. And we actually decided to use this construction because we're gonna be able to move from the living space to the cab without no problem, being stealthy and be safe too. So guys, because it took us a while to actually build a partition wall, we just separated the video in two parts. This part today is gonna be about the structural part of the partition wall.
Yes, and we're going to take you through the whole process. We had to go through a couple of changings during the build, which is super normal in a van conversion, and we're going to show you everything. Next week, we're going to show you how we do all the decorative stuff from this partition wall, and also how we're going to install this sliding door. And now, we just jump into the video. Good morning guys! Today we are going to start to build our partition wall. We're going to have a sliding door system that divides the cabin side from the living area. And we already made a template with the wrapping paper. This time it was really helpful and I didn't expect it to be at all after the fail of the headliner. But in this case it worked perfectly. We just used the wrapping paper to follow this curve of the wall. And after we transferred the template of the wrapping paper to the scrap piece of plywood, tried if it fits, it works perfectly. And now it's time to transfer the plywood template to our proper plywood. And the way we are going to build this partition is kind of like a sandwich. We're going to attach one piece of plywood here, gonna make a framing, and after another piece of plywood on this side. We want this wall to be really steady and really safe. In case of an accident, this is what is going to save us from all the stuff that could fly from the back of the car to the front. And yeah, let's do it!
So guys, me and Daisy just finished to do one side of the partition wall and now we're gonna focus on the other side. We just need to take care of some more spots from this side. We're gonna cut a little bit of a square or a notch for the buttons here, and we're gonna cut also this part here for the cable that is going to the starting battery of the car. On this side we're gonna use 1mm plywood here. This one we just cut it. Between is gonna be the framing, and in the front is gonna be 6mm plywood. We choose to don't put 1mm plywood again. First because it's quite expensive, and second because it's gonna get really heavy after the van, and we're gonna try to make less heavy as possible chest. And we're gonna do the opposite actually on this side. We're gonna have a thinner plywood on the side of the cabin. It's gonna be 6mm. Framing again in the middle, and after 1mm plywood here close to the living space. It's gonna go and reach the ceiling here because that is gonna be the wall of our bathroom, so we want to have go all the way up so there's not gonna be any cuts and the water can't go everywhere inside the cracks.
So this is the dry fit of both sides. And now we were just figuring out how big we want to have this opening here for our sliding door to walk through.
Just take a step back and we appreciate our work. That looks good. Yeah, I'm happy with this. What do you think?
Looks so nice! I'm so proud of us.
I'm happy with it. Also for the door, it's gonna be like a nice opening. We need to slide a little bit on it, but it should be fine. It's not gonna be a major problem.
And that's pretty much what we can do for today. Last step is going to be to varnish the plywood.
Yes.
And then as soon as the varnish is dry, we can attach the felt.
Yeah, we can attach the felt on the cabin side. the same felt we use for the headliner shelf, and so it's gonna be nice, pretty, neat.
Yes.
And after we can start with the framing of the wall itself.
Yes. And we are going to attach the plywood to the frame of the car, just with rivets and bolts.
Yes. Just gonna use rivets. We need to make the holes, the pre-existing holes in the van a little bit bigger so we can fit the rivets. And after we're gonna put the bolt, I think, and we think, is the best solution we have. Instead of using screw, it's gonna be definitely more stable and more stronger.
Yes.
So that's it for today, guys.
Change of plans again.
As always.
Yes, we already told you guys how we are planning to build the partition wall. It's gonna be a sandwich. We're gonna have 2 pieces of plywood, and in between there's going to be the framing. And originally we planned to have the plywood that goes to the cabin side flush with this framing of the car. We realized now that our wall would become too thick to close the sliding door of the car. Not actually to close it, but just for the handle of the sliding door, because this handle comes out a little bit, and then after you would not be able to comfortably open the door anymore.
So guys, the plan is now to change the double seats and install the single seat that we wanted to actually put inside the van in the future. It's a double job because after we need to reinstall back the double seats, because we are not allowed to actually drive with the single seats yet. We need approval of the TÜV. This job is just gonna be for now to check how much space we're gonna have from the single seats to the inside wall in the cab, so we actually can understand how deep we can actually make the wall, so it's not gonna be a problem with the handle after.
Taking out the seat should be an easy and quick process. We just need to untighten all the bolts, plug off this cable here. Always make sure that your car is turned off, even better if you just don't even have the key inside, and then untighten the seat belt, and that should be it.
So guys, we just removed all the bolts, all the 4 bolts here at the back, and now we're gonna do the one inside in the front. Lift them, we're just gonna like put it here. For the thumbnail. The living space. I'm in the cab. The living space. I'm in the cab. We should just like this.
Yeah, that would be so nice. Look how much space you got here.
Yeah.
The framing goes down here. And here, of course. And then we put the cladding on top of the framing, which makes the whole wall come out maybe until this end. So we just changed the seats, and it was definitely worth it. We now have a much better plan on what to do and what we are able to do. I'm going to show you guys now. We need to change our plans again. So this is the plywood that is going to be close to the cabin side. And as you can see now, the seat is already touching the plywood. So this wall is now flush with the frame of the car, and that means we can't go any closer to the cabin side, and this wall needs to stay here. So now we still have the problem with this stopper of the sliding door and our door handle, and we are going to solve the problem
by putting the frame here. So frame, 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 and this one we're gonna leave just as it is a plywood. We're gonna cover here with cladding, and here we're gonna we're gonna cover with something, maybe some painting or like maybe some little bit more cladding, a little bit thinner. So we're gonna keep it simple. When we're gonna close this door, there's not gonna be any problem with it.
Yes. And now that we know that these walls are good, we just need to cover them with the felt, and then they can be installed. And I think that's what we're gonna do today.
And now we're gonna change the double seats back again, so we can actually drive Chester.
Yes. True. And the weather today is absolutely insane and crazy. Now it is snowing. 2 minutes ago it was sunny and warm. So yeah, let's just keep on installing the double seats again so we can go inside and glue the felt to the wood.
We play some video games.
Ah. It is a new day today. We're going to work again on our partition wall. We already covered our plywood in felt. And now Fabio is going to widen the holes.
Hello guys. It's gonna widen the holes and it's gonna put the rivet inside the holes. It's the same thing we did with the battens for the that shop.
How is it called? Overhead cupboards.
Overhead cupboards.
That's not what we signed up for. I really completed the felt around the plywood. I glued everything, and Fabio is just about to put in the last rivet, the last 2 rivets.
Yeah. Last one.
And then we're gonna call it a day.
Yeah, we do.
It is a new day, and today we are going to finally attach our plywood to the car. So we're gonna have a partition wall again, and we're going to show you now the next step that we are going to do.
So as you saw guys, before we just attached the rivets on the car, and now to figure out where the holes in the plywood are gonna be, we need to do a little bit of a trick, and let's see if it's actually gonna work. We're gonna paint the rivets, and after we're gonna just dry fit the plywood, the partition wall, on top of the rivets, so they're gonna be marked at the back, so you can actually pre-drill a hole where the bolts are gonna go, the screw are gonna go. So this should be like precise, but we never tried this, so let's see how it goes.
It works out.
Yeah.
Moment of truth. And?
Some of them.
No, it's super good.
Yeah.
Here it's perfect. We got a wall?
Yeah, wall.
As you guys can see behind me, one side is up. This was working out almost too good, and now we are going to tackle the other side, and I don't think there's gonna be any problem with this side too.
Yeah, don't say that. Let's wait until we put it up.
Yeah, that's true. Da-da-da-da! The this second side is up too. It was going super fast now, super easy. Now it is time to frame the walls. There was a little bit of calculation going on here before.
As always, always.
Because this side here, like this wall, is 6 millimeters thick and this one is 1 centimeter. And of course at the end they need to be flush here on this side. So now we figured out everything.
Yes, and we are ready to cut the wood and make the frame.
Yes, let's go.
Let's do it. So guys, we just finished to cut all the wood for the battens. They're gonna like sustain the partition wall inside the car, and as you can see, Daisy is just staining them with some varnishing and looks really good and yellow. And we're gonna call it for today. So we're gonna finish this, let it dry, and tomorrow we're actually gonna install them.
It's a new day. It is much colder than yesterday, as you can see. We're gonna keep on building the frame today. Then there's one from 117.5. To 122.5.
Ready?
Yeah, total. No, I'm not. Let's go down to a beautiful floor. If you keep on spinning now, you bloody screws, I'm gonna throw you into the pit. Tight?
Tight.
Yes! Socke, I sing for you because your dad doesn't even listen.
So guys, let me update a little bit about what we've done with the partition wall here. We just put the battens here for make the partition wall stronger and more resistant to vibration, and we just finished it with some screw. We just screw it in place. We try to make it as in line as possible between the two walls, and we also put the screw on top of it here. And we also put the screw on the other side. I'm gonna show you in a second. They're gonna be visible. I'm not sure if you really guys can see it. That's one, and we got a couple of screws on that side just to make the plywood go against the wood. In the meantime, I was screwing here. This is actually already started to cut some Amaflex because we're gonna put the Amaflex between the battens. As you can see her working hard, or hardly working, and yeah, the Amaflex is gonna go like just between here, guys.
So guys, that's it for this week's video. We hope you liked it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you have any questions about our construction or just want to say hello to us, just leave a comment down below.
And if you guys want to see how we finish the partition wall, just subscribe.
And if you do, we're gonna see you next week. Bye!
Bye.
Okay, let's do it one more time.
Yeah.
Taking out the seats should be an easy process. Doesn't look like.
The two
Because it's the best way to connect metal and wood. Right? It's not? I think it is. Why not?
because for us is the best.
What is a better way to connect wood and metal?
I don't know.
Let's see. I think.
Good.
Just as soon as you start recording, the light changes to be like super bright. I don't get it. Like before it was good, I start recording and it changes the light to be like, I'm a ghost. We are ghosts. You think that's why the Germans are so cold? Cold?
It's for sure one of the reasons. Gonna kick your butt, you know?
Hey.